Hello everyone, you are on SG Tech channel and today we will look at the new and hit smartphone Xiaomi 12T. This is a future top and bestseller, possibly the best smartphone for the money. In this video we take a close look at Xiaomi 12T and compare it briefly with its predecessor Xiaomi 1112 and big brother Xiaomi 12T Pro. And of course look at its main competitors. Get comfortable, we will get started. The first thing to say is that the Xiaomi T series of smartphones are almost flagship smartphone with small compromises and low price tag. Let's take a look at the package. In the kit you will find a 120 watt charger, fast charger, Type-C cable, case and film on the screen. The kit is great, it has everything you need. Frame and materials. The smartphone is made of glass and plastic. The back cover is frosted glass, the central frame is plastic. The edges of smartphone are rounded and comfortable to hold in your hands. If we talk about dimensions, then this is not a compact smartphone, but the same as most smartphones of this year. Of the pleasant things, I would like to add the presence of two SIM cards, the IP53 protection standard and an infrared port controlling household appliances and electronics. Display. AMOLED display is installed here with a diagonal 6.67 inches and resolution of 1.5K. It is 446 ppi. The resolution is high, the image is clear and sharp. Also, the display supports a frequency of 120 Hz, which can change dynamically. The image on the display is smooth and fast. The display supports many other technologies. I was very pleased that here, unlike Xiaomi 11T and many other smartphones of this year, normal color reproduction without distortion and parasitic green or blue hues. You can also fine-tune the color reproduction, color balanced and color temperature. And more good news on PWM dimming. The PWM dimming frequency of the display is approximately 2000 Hz, which is imperceptible to your eyes. There is always on display, basic information and notification are available on the display off. The frame around the display are then thin and symmetrical and the front camera is located in the center. Looks nice. Performance. The Xiaomi 12T has a good and predictive MediaTek Dimensity 8100 processor. The memory is fast, UFS 3.1, available in version 8 and 128, 8 and 256. In the Antutu benchmark, the smartphone scored more than 800,000 points. This performance will be enough with a margin for the future. It launches all applications quickly, scrolls smoothly and easily switches between them. If we talk about games, everything is fine here too. All heavy games run at high and maximum settings with high frame rates. At the same time, the smartphone does not roll and does not overheat. Heating is higher than 40 degrees. But Xiaomi 12T Pro has a more powerful Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, and this is one of the main differences. On the software side, Android 12 and MIUI 13 are here. We remember Xiaomi's promise to update Android for 3 years, so someday Android 15 will be here. Another victory for Xiaomi is normally working proximity sensor. A few years later, Xiaomi fixed it. In general, the system works normally without any problems. Camera. The smartphone has three camera modules. The main one is 108 with optical stabilization, 8 megapixel wide-angle camera without autofocus and 2 megapixel macro camera also without autofocus. For example, in Xiaomi 11T the macro camera was 5 megapixel with autofocus, but there was no optical stabilization in the main camera. There are improvements and deteriorations. In general, the Xiaomi 12T has a normal camera comparable to most analogies. You can now see example of pictures for yourself. But Xiaomi 12T Pro has a 200 megapixel camera. But in reality the difference will be minimal, which most users will not be able to notice. If you talk about video recording, then this smartphone can record video Full HD 30 and 60 fps, 4K 30 fps. In all modes, software and optical stabilizations work. But 4K 60 fps was left for Xiaomi 12T Pro. That's how marketing works. Front camera 20 megapixel. It takes good pictures and video can be recorded in Full HD 30 and 60 fps with stabilization. There are still a couple of interesting parameters left. These are sound and safety. The sound is good here, 2 speakers stereo sound. The lower speaker is the main and louder, the upper one is additional. The sound is loud and balanced. For security, the smartphone can be unlocked with a fingerprint scanner, which is now located under the screen, and with the help of face recognition through the front camera. Both methods work great. Autonomy. The smartphone has 5000 mAh battery. The autonomy in the smartphone is good. It can easily work actively for 1 or 1.5 days, while the screen works for 7 to 10 hours. Now you can see the table of autonomy. Charging in a smartphone is fast, 120, but for maximum charge speed it needs to enable in the setting. It takes 20 minutes to fully charge. Price depended on which country you buy in, but on average you have to pay $500 for the 8 and 256 GB version. For the Pro version you will have to pay up to $200. Realme GT Neo 3 main competitors are OnePlus Ace, OnePlus 10R with very similar specs. Conclusions. I think that it will be another hit like Xiaomi 11T. This is not a poorly balanced smartphone that has good performance, autonomy, ultra-fast charging, stereo sound and a good camera. Thank you all for watching. If you liked my video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Bye everyone, until we meet again.